Welcome to the Friday Night Campfire Stories. My name is Rob and I will be your host for this evening. So, if you're a fan of the channel, it's been a few weeks since we've been here to do a Far From Fiction episode. I do apologize about that, dealing with the holidays as well as me having a sinus infection. Just had to take a couple weeks off, but now we should be back full strength, and we will be releasing our 3 videos every single week, including every Wednesday there being a Far From Fiction. If you are new here, Far From Fiction is my true crime series we do every single Wednesday. If that's something that interests you, as well as other stories or hauntings or just eerie vibes, if any of that interests you, be sure to click that subscribe button. It takes nothing but a couple seconds of your time to go click that button. It's absolutely free. Trying to hit 50 subscribers by the end of the month, by the end of January. So if you guys could help me out in any way, that would mean a lot to me. So, yes, we are back full strength. So we are going to be getting into an episode of Far From Fiction right now. So let's waste no more of your time. This is my series, Far From Fiction. In the quiet suburbs of Virginia, a sinister tale unfolded in late 2021. A tale of terror and mystery that left residents questioning just how well they knew their seemingly peaceful neighborhoods. This is the story of the shopping cart killer. Our story begins in November 2021 when 2 women, Aline Elizabeth Redmond and Tonita Larice Smith, disappeared under chilling similar circumstances. Both women were last seen alive in Harrisburg, Virginia, only to be found later, lifeless, their remains discarded in a shopping cart. Redmond, who was 54, was found dead near the Howard Johnson Hotel. Although reports vary in the cause of death, one was from blunt force trauma to the head, the other to asphyxiation. The daughter of Redmond, who was the last to see her alive, saw her mother watching a football game with her friend that she called Aunt, who the daughter had not met before. The other victim, Smith, was 39 years old. They were able to get a ping from her phone that had her last location outside the Howard Johnson Hotel. She was just 15 feet away from where they last pinged her phone. Although the 2 bodies were found in the same state, it was determined they did not die at the same time. For weeks, the police had little to go on. Who could have committed such heinous acts? And why use a shopping cart as a grim signature? The mystery deepens when surveillance footage surfaced, revealing a man calmly wheeling a shopping cart late at night near the sites where the bodies were discovered. There was also another break. However, this break was caused by more deaths, unfortunately. Cheyenne Brown, who was 29 and lived over 100 miles from where Aline and Tonita were found, was also found dead, also behind a hotel, this time the Moon Hotel in Fairfax, Virginia. Brown had a 7-year-old child and was pregnant with another child when she had went missing. Her cousin Jonathan Willis went on the news speaking about how he had seen a random man in her house 10 days prior to her going missing. Investigators found Brown, but unfortunately she had been killed, and the worst part was, there was another body next to hers. The 4th and final known victim was Stephanie Harrison. She lived in Redding, California, and was visiting the DC area. Not much is known about Harrison or how she ended up in this fate. It is best suspected that she had just randomly met a man who ended up being her killer and was dumped into the container behind the hotel. When police found her body, it had been several weeks since she had last been dumped there, and it took multiple more weeks for them to even be able to identify who she was. With the help of Cheyenne's cousin, Jonathan, he stated that the random man that was seen around his cousin was Anthony Robinson. Anthony Robinson, a 35-year-old with no prior history of violent crime, but investigators delved deeper into his life. A chilling pattern emerged. Robinson had a method, one that would lead the media to dub him the shopping cart killer.
Good afternoon, everyone. I join Chief Davis in sending our condolences to all the victims' families in this tragedy that happened across the Commonwealth of Virginia. On November 23rd, 2021, Harrisonburg Police Department identified two female victims that were found dead in an open lot in a commercial district of the city of Harrisonburg. Anthony Robinson, age 35, was arrested as a result of video surveillance and cell phone records that connected him to two victims. The first victim, as Chief Davis mentioned, was Elizabeth Redmond, age 54, of Harrisonburg, and Tanita Laree Smith, age 39, of Charlottesville. Harrisonburg Police Department and Charlottesville Police Department were conducting two separate missing persons investigations, which resulted in narrowing the focus to search this open lot. Both women were discovered within a short distance of each other, dead, although their deaths took place at two separate times. On November 30th, 2020, a Metropolitan PD contacted the Harrisonburg Major Crimes Division and noted that the last known person that a missing person that they were investigating had contact with Robinson. It was a result of that information HPD Major Crimes was able to determine that through cell phone records that contact took place in and around the area of the Moon Inn on Richmond Highway in Alexandria. Then we received contact from Fairfax Police Department, and Major O'Carroll's team contacted us. And so then we began this coordinated effort to track down more victims, unfortunately, that were at the hands of this shopping cart killer, Mr. Robinson.
Robinson's trail of terror spanned multiple counties. Authorities believe he lured victims through online dating websites, meeting them in secluded motels before carrying out his brutal crimes. What made his act even more sinister was his calculated calmness, disposing of their bodies in public areas, hidden in plain sight. There was a level of cruelness here that's deeply unsettling. He used everyday items like shopping carts to transport and discard his victims, showing an utter disregard for human life. This individual was preying on vulnerable women, exploiting their trust, and they believe there were more victims yet to be discovered. Robinson was arrested in December 2021, and while his capture brought a sense of relief to the community, it left many unanswered questions. Why didn't he commit these crimes, and how many more victims were there? There are other investigations that are suspected to be tied to Robinson. The first was Sonia Champ, a DC resident whose body was found prior to any of the other confirmed murders. They found her corpse, of course, in a shopping cart covered up by a blanket. The other is Sky Allen, who was an ex-fiance of Robinson. Sky died in 2018 and was found by her mother barely breathing in her bed soon after she had passed away. The cause of death was cardiac arrhythmia, which is an irregular heartbeat. Allen's mother swears to this day that Robinson was the one who killed her daughter. Robinson, much like the other women that he had killed, met Sky on a dating site. Could this have been the strike that lit the match inside of Anthony Robinson? Till this day, this case is still unsolved as far as his ex-fiancée. There is also one possible victim that avoided her deathly demise. Monica White met Robinson on a dating site in 2020 prior to any of the other murders, possibly other than Allen's. White was 53 and recently divorced. She matched with Robinson, who was very quick to want to get to know her, stating that he loved older women, a common theme from some of the other women in this case. He visited her hometown of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. The first thing he said when getting off the bus was, "Don't judge me. I don't like when women reject me." He instantly, upon meeting Monica, suggested that he should move in with her, something that Monica was hesitant on and did not allow. A month after they had met the first time, Robinson bought a one-way ticket to Pennsylvania to spend the rest of his life with Monica. However, this did not go as planned as they split up. White had given him $20 for a bus ticket to get back home. Weeks after the breakup, though, Robinson texted Monica again, stating that he was still in the area and wanted to see her. He texted her to meet him at this hotel and that he would give her $500 if she would come see him. Monica, however, felt weary about this and declined, and never spoke to him again. As Robinson awaits trial, the families of the victims continue to seek justice. Their lives forever altered by a man whose actions turned ordinary objects, a shopping cart, into tools of horror. The Shopping Cart Killer, a name that will haunt the streets of Virginia. While Anthony Robinson sits behind bars, his story serves as a grim reminder of the dangers that can lurk in the most unsuspecting places. If you or someone you know has any information that could help solve this case, don't hesitate to contact local authorities. Together, we can bring justice for those who can no longer speak for themselves. So that is going to do it for today. I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to click that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, trying to hit 50 subscribers by the end of January, so if you could help me out in any way, that would mean the world to me. We make videos 3 times every single week. Every Monday, we do an episode of Echoes of the Past, which is my paranormal series where we look into the haunted history of certain locations, as well as all the hauntings that occur at these locations. Every Wednesday, we do an episode of Far From Fiction, which is what we did today. And of course, every Friday, the namesake of the channel, the Friday Night Campfire Stories, where I share one chapter from one of my stories with you guys. You get to experience in a unique way every single Friday. So if any of that interests you, be sure to click that subscribe button. But that will do it for today. I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you for spending a little bit of your evening here with me.